Hi, welcome to Allbrands After Hours with me, Courtney Douthat, a show where we just hang out and sew together. So if you have a project that you're currently working on, go ahead and grab it and let's sew together. So for today's project, we're actually going to make a Halloween bucket, bag, whatever you want to call it, little pumpkin for my son to go trick-or-treating with. So for today's project, I'll actually leave the information for the design that I have and everything like that. I got it off of Etsy. I'll leave it in the description down below, so if you guys want to make this project too, you can. So I have my pattern already cut out, everything like that, and again, I'll link it below. So I have all my pieces. I have my fabric that I want to use for the inside lining of my pumpkin, which is this cute little fabric from Fabric Finders. And then I also have my outer. This one's actually from Moda. So again, I'll link everything for you guys. And then I have webbing for the handle. So this will go inside of it. Of course, thread and these little clips, little wonder clips, love them. And then to give our basket pumpkin a little bit of stability, I have Soft and Stable here. What this is a foam. It's a stabilizer foaming. And then depending on what we do with the face, you might need extra things like thread if you're going to stitch the face, or vinyl if you're going to do vinyl for the pumpkin face, or embroidery floss if you want to hand embroider it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so we have our outside fabric right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to cheat and see if I can cut out 2 pieces at once, just to save time. We need 8 outside body pieces cut out for our bag. So I'm just gonna be like this. You might be able to cut out more, but I know my limits. Now I have my pattern piece right here. I'm just going to put it down. Now you could pin it if you feel more comfortable with pinning. Or you can trace it if you wanted to do that. What I usually do is just put my pattern piece on here and go around with my rotary blade and use scissors if I have to, just because I'm lazy. Okay, so we have first one. Remember, I did 2 plies and I only have 2 of them. Go ahead and set them here and do the rest of them. Okay. And if you feel like you need to stand up to better get a grip of your rotary blade, then go ahead and do that. So we have all of our outside pieces cut. I'm gonna lay them right there. Now we can cut our lining pieces. All right, lining pieces cut. They're just a little bit thinner, and we use the lining pattern right here. Okay, so now we need, okay, now we need the bottom of our pumpkin out of our orange fabric. So I'll grab our orange fabric back, and we only need 1 of these. All right. Alright, so we've got all of our pieces cut out. We've got, oh, we're missing our handle. Okay, well, let's get our fabric. And there's a handle, okay? I feel like that was kind of like doing a spell. So weird. Must be the season. Okay, so now we've got all of our pieces. I can go ahead and take away our pattern. We've got our outer, our liner, bottom, and our handle. We have all of our pieces, so let's go ahead and clean our work desk off and bring in our machine. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're actually going to open up our Soft and Stable. And I'm just going to open this up and start cutting out pieces that are kind of similar to mine, because what we're going to do is take a 505 spray it on the back of it. We're going to roughly have them on here. Does not have to be exact, and we're just going to cut around it. Okay. Okay, we're going to take some 505 spray, or any kind of, adhesive spray will do. could spray it straight to the foam, you can spray it to the fabric, whatever you prefer. I'm doing it on my cutting mat so I don't hurt my table. Okay, don't need a lot of it, just a little, just to make sure she's tacked on there. And if you feel like she needs some more in another spot, you can just lift it up and do it. But this is mostly just when you're sewing it, that way nothing shifts on you. So we've got that one, and we're going to do the rest of the 8. After doing this a few times, I'm realizing I prefer to spray it to the foam and then put this, because if not, it's kind of going through my fabric, and I'm sure it'll dry, but just makes me a bit nervous. So I'm thinking spray to foam might be the way to go. Ooh, it smells. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to add my little face onto my outside of my pumpkin. You could hand embroider this. You could completely embroider it on the machine if you have a little face pattern design that you want. I just went to my Scan and Cut and cut vinyl out real fast, and I'm just going to stick him on here. It just would be easier now to put it on than whenever it's sewn together and it's a circle and it's going to be hard to lay it flat. Now, if you want this exact pattern that I have, then it's just the Mickey Mouse face off of my Scan and Cut if you have a Disney model. All I did was just take the inner parts. I weeded out the parts I didn't want. So this is heat sensitive vinyl, so HTV, and I'm just going to stick it here. We're going to stick it more towards the top than the bottom because it is a rounded item. We want to be able to see it. So I'm just going to stick it down, take a piece of scrap fabric, cloth, whatever you have, take your iron that's hot, and you're going to press. If you have a heat press, you could do it now. If you have a heat press, maybe I would recommend doing it before you put that foam backing on it. And I just realized I have the cutting side of my mat. That's not good. We don't want that. Do not want to do that. That's the great about this Omni-Grid mat, is just because I can flip it around, and now I have a ironing board. So I'm going to stick that on there, put that on there. And like I said, if you're going to do it on a heat press, which is great, I love my heat press, then I would recommend doing it before you put your foam on. This iron's not going to really do any damage to that foam, so it's going to be fine. But like I said, if you're going to do it on something like a heat press, it gets a lot hotter than I would recommend doing it before that. So we've got our little design on here. I'm going to take the plastic off. Remember, this just holds everything together for our heat sensitive vinyl. I'm going to put my cloth back on here, and I'm going to give it one more good press just to make sure I'm sealing it in, because whenever you're doing this, you're activating and heating the glue that's on the back of that vinyl, that heat vinyl, and you're making it sticky, making it come alive. So the hotter that you can get it to the temperature it usually wants, then the better it's going to stick long term, then and long term. So we're thinking long term. If we're selling an item, then invest in a heat press, invest in something like that, because you're going to want it to last, and then that way people keep buying from you more and more. So we've got our little face on there. He's very cute. All right, so now we can go ahead, remove our mat, and I'll just put her right on my feet. We're going to stitch around. We're going to do a quarter stitch all the way around a basting stitch, so it can be a longer stitch, just to make sure that that foam is really adhered to this. So even if our 505 spray kind of wears off over time, or if we need to wash it or anything like that, we've got that basting stitch on there that's holding it onto this foam. So let's see. If you have an XP machine, the basting stitch for you is going to be a 1-08 stitch. That is your basting stitch. So we're going to put them on here. Oh, we probably need to change the thread color to our proper thread color. Okay. So we're going to stitch around, giving it a 1/4 inch seam allowance. sure we're back tacking on that. Let's speed it up just a bit. And then once we get close to the end, we can stop our needle, lift our foot, rotate it, lower it back down, and then keep going. And then same thing, we get to another corner, stop, raise our foot, rotate it, put our foot back down, and keep going. There we go. So we got our first one done. Let's go ahead and do it for all of our others. Okay, so now we've stitched around our little design. We're gonna start cutting it around. And you know what I realized? As soon as I was done stitching all of them, that I did not do a quarter seam allowance. I did way over that. I probably did like half an inch. So that's fine, because this was just to kind of connect the soft and stable foam stabilizer to the material. So we're gonna say that this is an added design, okay? And it's gonna be really cute when we stitch it out, hopefully. Okay, now for the bottom, we already have that one. I cut her on out and I stitched it. I did use the projector to show me where my lines were, which is awesome if you have an XP machine, Brother XP machine. So now we have the bottom of this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our other pieces, like these. We're gonna put right sides together, like this, and we're going to clip them with our Wonder Clips. I think this is just better than pinning them because it's such a bulky material. So we're just going to line them up. We're going to go all the way around on one side, and we're going to pin and then sew from here all the way to here. We're not going to sew off the edge. We're going to stop before that because we need to add our bottom to the bottom of it, and it would just be easier if it wasn't sewn all the way to the edge. Kind of gives us more wiggle room. So let's go ahead and sew these together. So now we open her up. Oh my gosh, so cute. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna connect our other pieces. I think it probably would be best to do them in sets of 3 or 2 and then try to connect them together instead of doing them individually one by one by one. The pattern says it probably would be better to do like 3 of the panels together or 4 of the panels together. Maybe I could do 2 and 2 and then connect those 2 together and then connect them all as a big one. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, time to connect my 2 panels together. I'm going to go ahead and pinning. I think right here, pinning is going to be your best option to make sure that it stays all nice and straight and together, just because it's so much bulk that we're putting through the machine. I have my walking foot, my Brother walking foot that came with my machine attached because she's really great at going through thicker materials. So I have that foot on there. But if you don't have a walking foot, I would highly suggest getting one. Or just go really slowly so you can go through those thicker materials. Make sure you have a nice, good needle. Okay. I hope you guys can see. I'm so sorry, my finger is all up in the way. And someone said they like my ring. Thank you so much. That is my wedding ring. She is a sapphire. The husband did a good job. I know it's so bulky. I really hope you guys can see this really well. Just kind of like pushing it down. That's the thing is with this, if you need to fold it kind of on itself to be able to get it into the machine nicely, then go ahead and fold it up. But so far it's been really laying nice. This soft and stable is really, really, really nice. But if you need to stop the machine and readjust, feel free to, because that way you're getting a nicer stitch if you do that, where it's all lined up. I think with this project, lining it up and slowly taking your time is key. However, it's really been going kind of fast. I think it's because it's really repetitive with all the different pieces. That it's really a nice, easy project to do. It's a really great design. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. Last one. Now we're connecting these two. Oh my gosh, this is coming together and looking so cute. Okay, oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna have to fold her in. Okay. Okay. All the clips. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Oh, I'm geeking out hard and I'm totally here for it. I really want to flip it inside out so I can see it. Or right side in. I don't know. Okay. That's so cool. Okay. So now we got to connect our bottom. So we're going to line it up. Remember, we already stitched these little diagonal lines on it. So we're going to meet those up to every single point, and we're going to pin them, and then that way it holds still. Now on the pattern, they recommend if you go from section to section, so like from this section to this section, sew it, turn your needle this section to this section, and keep going like that and kind of maneuvering it how we were doing when we were sewing the sides to be able to get your bottom on there nicely. So let's go ahead and try. This is so cool. Oh, I'm loving the way this is coming out. Ah, I love when things work out. Okay, so I've got this part pinned down and it's meeting up the lines. It's wild to me that this is actually going to go all the way across. So I'm going to go ahead and start sewing this with my pins. And then I'm going to stop, make sure I don't have any puckering or anything like that, and then go ahead and attach those. I feel like that would be easier, and then instead of trying to get under here with all these pins or with all these clips and everything, I feel like doing it in the sections like the pattern recommends probably would be my best bet. So let's go ahead and start. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself and be like, I think this is going well. Okay. Oh, I think I'm making a pucker there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh God. Late night things that I get myself into. Okay. So. Go. Turn her right side in. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay. She's alive. Haha. Oh my goodness, this is coming out so neat. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Okay, so got all of our pieces, and we'll fluff it out more in a minute. Oh my gosh, that soft and stable, really soft and stable. Oh my goodness, this is so big. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, so now we're gonna work on our lining. So we're gonna get all of our lining pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing where we're pinning them. We're not putting in that soft and stable. This is just kind of a loose, just fabric. So we're going to pin it if you want to. And we're going to put it on our machine. And again, we're going to give a quarter stitch Courtney, an actual quarter stitch, not like how we did over there. So we're just going to go ahead and sew these together just like how we did the outside of our pumpkin. We're going to now do our inside of our pumpkin the same exact way. There we go. So now we have two of our lining. Okay, so okay, let's connect these two together, meet them up, and pin. Pinning has been the best for this. Oh my goodness. It's definitely, my lines are never that straight, but it definitely has been a lot straighter on this project and made things a lot easier by just using the Wonder Clips to kind of pin along. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, last part. We're going to connect these two together, just like we did our pumpkin, and sew them, and then we will have our liner done. However, since it is the last one on the pattern, it did say to leave a small gap from here to here. That way we could flip it inside, right sides in, once we connect it to there. So we're going to pin the first half, but we're going to leave a gap that big. It did have it on the pattern how big you're supposed to do it. Okay. Oh my goodness, man, this project came together really quick. This is really, really nice. Definitely a lot faster than some of my other projects. A good project to do late at night, like me, whenever your kids are asleep, your husband is doing his nighttime routine or anything like that. This is a good project to whip out real fast. Okay. Reverse stitch on that one to lock our stitch in, and then come down to our next part. Remember, we're leaving our gap. We're going to back stitch right here to make sure it locks it in. Okay, I want to make sure we don't have any puckering at the bottom. So let's see, we're good. Okay, so we're going to stitch the bottom right here, and then that way we can just close her on up. So you just stitch right here through the bottom to close it up at the bottom. Okay, so now we've got our lining done. We still have our opening right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put right sides together, and we're going to be pinning it. So you should be looking out the outside of it, because then once we sew it around, this will be on the inside. If that makes sense. So let's go ahead and pin it, and then we'll be able to flip with that opening. Okay, so the other pumpkin is inside of there, so you see his insides, and then the lining is around it, but it's right sides together. So he's in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch around the whole top. Remember, we still have our opening right here that we can then pull everything out. So let's go ahead and start. Let's see if you can see this. Okay, so bulky right here, sorry. Okay, so I think the trick is you put it in there, and then have your Wonder Clips get as far as you can, then take one out like this, and then have your straight area as best you can for it to go down. Let's see, like that. Okay, we're gonna get to the next clip. You know what I realized, like after the fact, guys, that I could have taken off that, and this would have been so much easier. Oh, why didn't anyone tell me? Oh, I'm officially losing my mind. Okay, let's go back. Oh my goodness. We're gonna pretend that never happened. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This thing has been off the whole time. Oh my god, I feel so silly. Oh my goodness. It's because it's late. We're gonna blame it on the fact that it's late right now and I'm tired. Oh my goodness, I feel so. Oh goodness me. Oh my gosh, that is 1,000 times easier to do. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Well, I'm glad I'm doing this so you guys don't have to. Oh gosh. Oh, I feel so silly. I could just look at how much easier. Look, it just oh. Oh goodness, I feel silly. Oh goodness. Okay, there we go. We've got that done. Let it go, Courtney. Let it go. All right, so we got our opening right here. We're going to flip our pumpkin. There we go. Oop. Okay, we don't want to tear it, Courtney. Gentle now. Let me do it up here so you guys can actually see, huh? So late. I'm not even gonna tell you what time it is right now. It's that time of night when you get a little delusional. You're just tired. Oh my goodness. But this is cool. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. Here's our pumpkin guy. Now, before we drop her in like this, so she's our lining, we're actually going to sew this closed. Now on the pattern, it recommended hand stitching to close it. I'm just gonna machine stitch it. It's late, I'm tired. It's gonna be inside. Like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna machine stitch it. I gotta start picking projects that my brain can actually compute late at night, cause oh goodness me. All right, there we go. Okay. Now our lining is sewed closed. I'm just gonna trim off my little stitches, or little threads. Gosh, no words. All right, so we're gonna put her in. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool. I don't even know if you can see it. It looks so cool. Now, on the pattern, what they have you do is press down like this. And then they tell you could stitch all the way around the top of it. I don't know if I like doing that. I kind of think it's kind of cool that you see like a bit of it at the top, but it's 100% up to you what you want to do. You can customize it. That's the beautiful thing about making things yourself. You can customize it to what you want. I kind of like that it shows a bit. I think it's kind of cute. I don't know, especially since it's such a fun fabric. Maybe if I didn't like the lining fabric, then I'd not want to do it, but I actually like my lining fabric. So I think I'm gonna keep it like that and not stitch around the top. Maybe it would look more professionally and nicely done, but this is handmade, okay? All right, so next, now we'll put her over here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the handle. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half. Oh, sorry, right sides together. Fold it in half. Okay, and then we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down the handle. Okay, so now we have it like this. What we're going to do is we're going to put it, thread it. My brain is not working. All right, we're gonna thread it back together. If you have a hook tool, this would work great right now. I don't know what I did with mine, so I'm just going to do it the manual way. Okay, so now that we've got this, we're going to take, where is it? Oh, there it is. So, okay, so now that we've got that, we're going to take our webbing and we're going to put it on through. Now you could take a safety pin and hook it to one side and then pull it through. That would be an easy way to do it, or you could honestly put it in there and then sew it closed. Oh, no. Oh man, this is actually going through really, really easily. Knock on wood. Okay. I thought I was gonna have more of a struggle. Okay, so it's in there. There we go. Okay. So you have your piece in there, and you're going to just kind of fold it over on top of it, and then that way you've got no loose seams, open seams, or anything like that. It's just all nicely done. So there we go. Got it nicely done like that, and we're going to put it into our machine, and we're going to stitch 2 lines down it. And what this is going to do is hold that edge, but it's also going to make sure that that webbing on the inside doesn't move around. So again, I've got my stitch down here, so this is going to be the top part of it. So it's going to look very, very nicely. Okay, now again, guys, tell me in the comments, would you have pressed it down and stitched so it looked more like this? Or would you let a little bit of it show, let a little bit of the lining show? Let me know. Okay, so now we have our handle. We're going to come here and kind of decide where our placement is. It does have on the pattern where you want, so I'm going to face this towards me so I can see. Okay, so the center's there, and then we have 2, and then thinking right here. Here we go. So we have it right here. Should be pinned, but I took the pin off. And we're going to put her under our machine. And we're just going to literally sew a square just to hold her down, tack her down. If you want to do extra tack downs, that is 1000% up to you, but I am just going to do a square. Okay, once you get to the corner of it, you're going to make sure your needle is down, raise your foot, rotate it. Okay, there we go. And once you do one side, it's down, it's gonna be fine. Go down, stop it, raise your foot, and then rotate. Lower your foot, keep going. Guys, oh my gosh, I love it. I think it looks so cool. Like, is it perfect? No. Is it late? Yes. So I love it, and like I'm fluffing it out more because like I should be fluffing all the parts out. Oh, like this part. I'm just okay. I'm so tired. All right, guys. I think it came out really cool. I like the little border, like the inside showing. I have so many threads everywhere. I'm gonna lint roll this thing before I give it to my son. I think this is just the cutest little thing. Like I could have made the face a little bit bigger. I could have done a lot of things different, but I think it's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's more lint. So part of being in the sewing room, you're gonna have lint. All right, guys. Well, I'm tired. I'm excited. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I think my son's really gonna love this. I hope he really likes it, and it's just it's so massive. Like, he's gonna fit so much candy in this. Like, we usually go trick-or-treating in our neighborhood, and like, first few houses are like halfway through, his bag is like so full, and then he's like wanting to like dump it into a different bag to keep going, and I think he'll be able to fit like all of his candy in this. Like, oh, this is so cool. When he wakes up, if I can get a picture of him with it, I definitely will. Oh my, I'm just so excited. This just came out so good. Make sure you come back next week. We'll be having more projects and having even more fun. Y'all have a great night.